Let's talk about that to-do list. No, not your work one, the one at home. You know, all those little repairs and projects that just keep piling up. Because today, we're going to rethink how we approach getting it all done.
Oh yeah, we've all been there, right? It starts with something small. A squeaky door, a leaky faucet, that picture you've been meaning to hang. And then you blink, and that tiny list, well, it's not so tiny anymore.
And that's exactly when it becomes a mountain of household stress. There's actually a term for this, creeping disrepair. It's that slow, sinking feeling you get when you have so many small things to do. You just don't even know where to begin.
So let's break down the old way of doing things. You've got this overwhelming list, and that leads to the problem of trying to juggle a bunch of different specialists. But what if there's a better way? Let's talk about the unexpected solution. Your home's versatile hero, the modern handyman.
And this is where it gets really interesting. We're going to go way beyond the basic fix and look at some surprising skills that can save you a ton of time and money.
Okay, first up, your smart home. You get that shiny new video doorbell, and your first thought is probably, well, time to find an electrician, right? You might want to think again.
A modern handyman is often perfectly suited for the smart home age. They're not just screwing things to the wall, they can handle the wiring for your video doorbell, install a smart thermostat, replace outlets with smart ones, and even set up a whole home security system. And here's the real value. An electrician, a great one, will nail the wiring part, but they might pack up their tools and leave you to deal with connecting it to the Wi-Fi and setting up the app. A good handyman, though, they bridge that gap. They handle the hardware and the software setup all in one visit.
But it's not just about high-tech gadgets. Let's talk about a super common problem: clutter. You need some shelves for that weird, awkward corner in your house, but nothing you find at the big box store is quite right. So what do you do?
This is where a handyman with some solid carpentry skills is worth their weight in gold. They can build you custom stuff that fits your space perfectly. Think about beautiful, sturdy floating shelves, a custom organizer for your messy garage, or even a clever little bench and storage system for that useless space under the stairs.
Or how about this one? Your kitchen or bathroom tile is just looking tired. You know, the grout's a little grimy, maybe there's a single chipped tile that drives you crazy. You don't always need a huge, expensive remodel. A tile and grout refresh can honestly make the whole room feel brand new for a fraction of the cost.
And this is a perfect job for a handyman. They can handle the whole process from start to finish. They'll pop out that one cracked tile and replace it, carefully scrape out all that old, stained grout, lay down a fresh, clean line, and then seal it all up. The difference is just, wow.
Okay, so you're seeing the potential. But the big question is, how do you find your perfect pro and hire them with confidence? Let's get into it.
Following a checklist like this is your best bet. But listen, 2 of these steps are absolutely critical. Number 1, get your job scope and the estimate in writing, no exceptions. And number 3, check their credentials, which means asking for proof of general liability insurance. Seriously, that one thing protects you if anything goes wrong on your property.
Now, this is probably the most important rule to understand: knowing the boundaries. A handyman is your absolute hero for things like leaky faucets, swapping out a light fixture, or replacing a rotten deck board. But for the big stuff, like major plumbing work, upgrading your main electrical panel, or anything structural that involves load-bearing walls, you have to hire a licensed professional. Here's the easy rule of thumb. If the job requires a permit from your city, you need a licensed pro, period.
And the good news? Finding a reliable pro isn't the guessing game it used to be. Modern service platforms have made it so much easier. You can compare different people based on real reviews from your neighbors, get upfront pricing, and handle everything: the booking, the payment, the communication, all in one secure place. So let's bring it all home. What is the real core value here? I think it boils down to 3 simple things: saving you time, money, and your sanity.
Let's talk dollars and cents. A good skilled handyman is probably going to charge somewhere between $50 and $100 an hour in 2025. Now just think for a second about the minimum service fee you'd pay just to get a plumber to walk in your door, then an electrician, then a painter. Bundling those jobs together adds up to real savings fast.
But you know what? The money is only half the story. The real magic is in the bundling. You're getting rid of all those coordination headaches. Instead of juggling 4 different appointments and 4 different people, you have one pro, one visit, one bill. That efficiency is an absolute game changer.
So if you only remember one thing from all this, let it be this table. A handyman saves you time, money, and stress on that whole collection of smaller projects. But the second a job gets big, complex, structural, or needs a permit, you pivot and call a licensed specialist. It's just about using the right pro for the right job.
So let's go back to that overwhelming honey-do list one last time. That mountain of tasks that feels so impossible to climb. What if you just looked at it differently? What if conquering that entire list isn't actually a giant project at all? What if it's just one single phone call away?